Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Coffeehouse Confidential with me, your hostess, One-san Neko, or for my non-weeb or otaku native speakers, Big Sister Neko. Today, we are continuing my journey through this literary romp through hell called Owning Opulence. But before we get into it, today's drink is from Mick Boba. It's the Strawberry Smoothie Wave. It's a strawberry smoothie with creme brulee around the cup, and it's very refreshing. Not too sweet. I even got myself 2 taiyakis. One was red bean and the other one was filled with Nutella, both of which I ate before I started recording because I was very, very hungry. Just a quick recap on what happened in chapter 1. It goes as the following. A very successful and intelligent woman with 7 jobs gets duped by a retarded married homeless man into quitting 5 of those jobs, living out of a hotel, and then getting pregnant by said married man, all within 8 months. That seems like a lot, but I have faith in chapter 2 that will hopefully turn this whole thing around. As I've mentioned in my previous video regarding how self-help books are supposed to go, chapter 2 is to now basically introduce a solution to the problem and give reasons as to why the method presented in the book is effective. Now, there's only so much I can do to sort of squeeze this book into a self-help, because she is... the author, Soncerae Monique, is going off of the rails already in chapter 2. If I'm being honest, we never even got on track. So what we're going to do now is we're going to break down the title of chapter 2, which is called Social Media Drama Can Make You More Money. Now that sounds very optimistic, coming hot off of chapter 1, which was titled Online Dating Can Mess Up Your Money. So here we are, social media can make you more money, which makes you think that we're going to recoup what was lost in chapter 1 because we're already coming in hot with a negative net income. She lost a bunch of money. But chapter 2 sounds optimistic because not only are we going to recoup what was lost in chapter 1, but we're also going to build on top of that, which sounds fantastic. But how? How are we going to do this? Well, that's what chapter 2 is supposed to explain to us. Now, before we even get into that chapter, I must say, I was very shocked when I turned to this page because you are smacked with a very inappropriate photo. I'm sure she thinks it's lovely. I'm sure she thinks it's fantastic. Being pregnant is a beautiful thing. But what I do not expect to see in my self-help book is to see a not even half naked, she is completely naked, woman laying down with her exposed pregnant belly. And I wish I could say that was the most offensive thing about this page in particular, because that only takes up roughly 40% of the page. The rest of it is just blank. So this is a whole page for this one little photo. Your pregnant body is supposed to help me to make more money. It's very inappropriate. I've never seen this, and I haven't read too many financial books, let me just say that. But I know for a fact, no other person besides this wonderful individual who would put this photo in here to help you own opulence. What does your pregnant body have to do with owning opulence? Are you telling me that I need to get pregnant? What are we, the readers, supposed to get out of looking at this photo, besides a weird brag? Once we get past that great offense, we follow up with this next beautiful, beautiful paragraph. Chapter 1 wasn't that poetic, I know. I'm no Maya Angelou. I'll get to the point soon, just roll with me. I spell shit wrong. I make so many grammatical errors and suck at editing. Seriously, I just don't have the time to slow down. I need a whole editor. If you have anyone in mind, please reach out. Is this supposed to be a joke? Seriously, is this supposed to be? Could you imagine paying for this book and that's what you get hit with? Hey, I know the first chapter was pretty rough, and I know I had a lot of mistakes and run-on sentences, and a lot of it isn't even about finances. But you know what? I'm at spelling, I'm at editing. Also, I don't have no time to slow down. You're writing a book. You got nothing but time to slow down. The thing that bothers me the most, that this author says, I do not have time to edit. That is your sole purpose as a writer and an author, is to edit your work time and time again. You don't apologize to me that your first chapter is trash. You're just saying that, you know what, the remaining chapters ain't gonna get much better. But hey, if you got someone, I left my contact information in the back, hit me up so I can have an editor. It's already done. It's already been published. So that, to me as a reader, as a buyer, reading this paragraph alone lets me know that any work that you put out forward, I have no interest in reading, because the first thing you put out as a writer, you have to put your best foot forward. And to say I f***ed up in your own book is astonishing. It's actually pretty ballsy, you know, because like E.L. James and, you know, the 50 Shades series was littered with grammatical errors and anything else under the sun. The last thing I want from my author is an apology note. You already have my money. I feel sorry. I feel sorry that I made this investment. I feel sorry that I was expecting you to help me. And clearly in this book, besides chapter 1 already laying down the groundwork that you have no idea what you're talking about, you're also saying that I'm a f*** up. I'm a f*** up with my money, and I'm also a f*** up as an author. Ain't that some shit? So once we get past the author's apology note, literally pages 22 through 27 are just all about her ex and her resentment for her mother, oddly enough. Now, she does mention a few things about her family dynamic, which I'm not going to bring up in this chapter. I'm going to save that for the next chapter 3 because it's way more prominent and I have some very strong opinions about it. So the stuff that she mentions about, you know, her family, her daughter and her son and all that, I'll save that for chapter 3. This chapter is about social media drama can make you money. When you think about that, you think of Real Housewives, you think of the Kardashians, reality TV, even YouTube beef somehow, you know, all these things. So that's what you are expecting from her. But oddly enough, she does not go into that drama. And though I am focusing solely on the information that is provided in this book, the crux of this chapter is about social media drama, which she does not go into. So my hand is now forced to show clips, sprinkled throughout this video, of the social media drama that was taking place. And, you know, you, the viewer, can be the judge on whether or not this is an effective way of making money. She doesn't go into specifics about the drama. Therefore, it's left up to me to provide some context to it. She's telling the reader what you need to do as a requirement on this journey to becoming a multimillionaire, as far as this book is concerned. The question I pose to you, the viewer, is this drama organic, or is it self-imposed or self-inflicted drama? On page 22, she writes, in October 2017, I found out I was pregnant. I had been pregnant since early August. Fear set in, and the man couldn't handle it. All of these changes in our relationship stemmed from him finding out I was pregnant. He turned into an entirely different man, all because of my pregnancy. The pregnancy that took place within 8 months of your relationship. I would agree that would do it. And for you to say he turned into an entirely different man, Ma'am, you only known him for 8 months. You never knew him. Even when it comes to more seriously relationships, most people don't fully see the person that they're with until it's been at least a year or two. You would have seen them at their highs and their lows. Happy, sad, all that stuff. But you're a millionaire, you should be better at vetting people and who you associate yourself with. But you did not do that. There are even some other things regarding her and the man turning an entirely different person to her, simply because he had a wife. He had a wife. Yeah, he would probably be a little bit different because he's still married. So what did you expect from him? Let's hear a few clips according to the wife during this time that contributed to their drama.
Then it would just be, then I would turn around and a video would be made. And it's like, wait a minute, why do you keep talking about me like this and I'm not doing anything to you? So then eventually it got to the point where I was like, I texted her and said, she texted me something and she was saying about something he did or something. And I said, I don't want any further contact with you anymore. I'm done with it. I said, and if you continue to contact me, I'm going to feel like this is harassment and I feel threatened for my life, because she put something like, your presence is a problem.
You know what? And,
I felt like it was a threat.
Regarding you saying that, there was some kind of, there's so many videos, so it's hard to say which one, because there's like 5 videos made a day, but there was some video where she kind of talked about that, and she said you threatened her.
Exactly, and I have...
Yeah. And she said she felt threatened by you.
Exactly, but I have that text, and right today we're not doing proven things, but I mean I can show it. But the text, I said, because she said your presence is a problem, that's saying like no matter what you do, as long as that's how I took it, like as long as you're on this earth, you're a problem. So that's why I said I feel threatened. At this point, this is harassment. Please do not have any further contact with me. Mm-hmm. After that, she said, oh, you threatened me. I don't play that. This is war. I tried to protect you. Now I'm not going to protect you anymore. And she said, get the divorce or else.
Oh, that's a threat to you.
That's a threat. I have it. So when I'm talking, I'm not just talking. I have the proof for it.
Some of you that don't know, I am going to get married, and here's the thing. A lot of people are like, you talk about your husband a lot. One guy's like, yo, you talk about your husband again, I'm going to flip. I'm like, please flip. Please flip now, because I'm going to talk about my husband a lot. And here's the reason why I'm going to talk about him a lot. It's because I spent 8 years on my YouTube channel talking about all of my experiences as a single woman. I talked about that over and over and over and over again. I told you my experiences about dating. I told you my experiences about sex. I told you about my experiences with working with, working inside of the swingers club. I told you about me being molested by my father and me being gang raped and all of the experiences that I've had dealing with men as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, as a, grown woman. And here I am, 37, and I finally am getting the kind of man I deserve.
And see, I think that was her issue, because she did mention quite a bit that she was mad that, this might be at the end of their relationship, but that she had to even go through you to get to him. She didn't like, I guess she didn't like the fact that he was even still talking to you.
She did.
Kind of,
Right, because she didn't want him talking to me. But you pushing somebody to do all these things, and he's trying his best to please her in every way he can. So eventually, your mind's gonna say, wait, is this what I want? But if somebody's moving you along, sometimes you can go along with it. He didn't go along for any reason. Like, he didn't think that he was gonna be with a millionaire, or that, his life was gonna be this great thing. He's a simple person, like as far as simple life. He doesn't care about all that. So that wasn't like, oh wow, this is what I want. Because if he wouldn't have been with me 14 years, if that was what he wanted, somebody to take care of him.
You do know that in the video that you made just yesterday, you stated, as long as he is still legally married, he will not be able to be in your child's life. You said this.
And that's not why, but that's not why. Here's the reason why.
Not a why. I'm saying you said you don't care about legalities. You do, because you said as long as he's legally married.
That's not why, but this is why you need to listen. The reason why I want him to be divorced has nothing to do with whether he's legally divorced or anything. The reason why I want him to do that is because that will prove to me that the promise that he's made to me he's actually putting forth the energy to actually keep his word.
So I think, yeah, you could be wifey. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have a different definition of what wifey is. I know when I was talking to my soon-to-be husband, I said, husband, listen, I think I want to get some butt shots. Like, what if I turned into, like, this really badass industry Instagram model type bitch with everything fake on me? I got fake hair, I got fake nails, I got fake eyes, I got fake eyelashes, I got fake boobs, fake ass, but I'm fine as hell. Would you still be with me? You know what this nigga said? Now my wife, no, I need a real thing. He was like, if you get butt shots, I'm not touching your ass. I'm like, well, why not? It looks nice. You know, I thought you wanted a woman who was beautiful, you know. And he's like, well, I want a beautiful woman who is beautiful genuinely. I don't want a woman who, you know, is fake. But so many women are so fake and claim they want a real man. Really?
Well, less fertile does not mean infertile. Less fertile doesn't mean no.
But if you know anything about vaginas, or uteruses, which apparently you don't, there are times. Listen to me. I'm about to teach you. There are times within a month where a woman can have sex and she can't get pregnant because she's not menstruating during that time. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's certain, and it's only a handful of days. It isn't like, you know, but when I got pregnant with my son, I wasn't using the app yet. I hadn't even started using the app yet. Yeah. By the time I started using the app, I was already pregnant.
Yeah.
So either way, it doesn't matter. We understand biology. He and I were having unprotected sex. I was asking him to use protection. He did not want to.
So why did you continue to have sex with him when he didn't want to use protection? I'm about to tell you. Okay. Go ahead.
Because he was going to be my husband, right? I didn't have any
So he proposed to you?
No, listen and stop asking me a shit ton of questions so I can finish.
But yeah, my husband makes me so happy, and I want, you know, to talk about more positive things, and we don't have a lot of positive things inside of this world to look at on a daily basis. And so anyone who's looking for something positive and you want advice on a relationship, now I'm in a relationship, a solid relationship. So any relationship advice I was given before that a lot of people said they couldn't follow because I was single, now it's easier to follow that advice.
You said he was separated. I will ask this question. Does the courts say he's married? Is he recognized legally as a married man? Simple question.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck about what he's doing legally. Have you saw that video?
Not to mention, after all of this has transpired, she still makes a bunch of disparaging remarks towards his wife. And not only just his wife, but also the man's family. I get it, you're upset, but the moment you found out, you had more than enough time to deal with the situation. Like, nobody forced you to do this. You were still on board, 100%. On page 32, she mentions living out of his car in Walmart parking lots and says, I was tired of the arguments that would lead to vaginal bleeding. I was stressed and the arguments were making it worse. I was afraid I was going to miscarry. I have miscarried so many times because of a bad abortion I had in my early 20s. My daughter was 18 at the time, and I was told I would never have children again by multiple doctors. Yet, by the grace of God, I was pregnant. I was stressed, damn near broke, living in the back of a truck, washing up in public bathrooms. Since she doesn't tell this story in order, coming off of chapter 1, we thought you were living in a hotel. Now you're living in the back of a truck? I'm assuming his, because you mentioned in the previous chapter you lost your car. So I'm assuming you're living in the back of his truck. And then also, you're having vaginal bleeding. So why would you not go to the doctors? You know? Like, you're already describing that this is not the best environment you want to raise a child in. And it's not like you're living in a third world country. Like, do you not have friends and family who can reach out to you? Because this doesn't make sense. You are a grown woman in her late 30s, and you're broke, you're living out of a truck, and you're washing up in public restrooms. Like, what about this makes sense? Like, you know what would be the best thing for me to do, right? Do you know what's the best thing for me to be at this present moment? Pregnant with no money and no house. Like, you're already starting your kid off on the bad foot. And that's just completely irresponsible. But for whatever reason, you still deemed it was okay. Because in the previous chapter, you mentioned living in a hotel and you got rid of all these jobs because you were preparing to be a wife. And it's like, man, where are you getting your information from on what it means to be a wife? Like, what are your examples that you think, oh, you know what I should be? Living out of a hotel, washing up in public restrooms, and also pregnant and also vaginal bleeding a little bit. But again, we need to keep moving forward because this chapter is just, it's wild. It's wild how so far we're not talking about any finances. She's still on the decline. She then moves on to talk about letting the public know about her current position. And she's addressing it as if she has like this mob of fans or she is like someone's couple goals. I guarantee you nobody wants this as their couple goal. And if it is, well then
men want me to hate my son's father, and I knew it when I got pregnant that they wanted me to hate him. Especially the men that wanted to be with me and couldn't. They did everything in their power to make sure that me and my son's father broke up. And my son's father, dumbass, fell for it. We broke up almost 4 years ago, and there are still men in my comment section talking about this dude. Speaking of idiots inside of my comment section, somebody left this crap. Me and my son's father were very happy until he got me pregnant. He decided that he wanted to get back with his ex and he didn't want to be the husband and father that he promised me he would be.
So he proposed to you?
No.
Instead of him just co-parenting in a drama-free manner, this fool decides that he wants to use the fact that I'm a public figure and humiliate me publicly by allowing men to think that I was his side chick.
Again, the way she makes it seem is that they were dating over this long period of time, and she always mentions the pictures, and she says, you know, we have all these pictures and we did a photo shoot, and you know, he's not separated or he don't care about his wife because what man would do all this. And you're saying that happened in a short time frame. The pictures and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that photo shoot seemed like it was done. When was it done?
That's the first time we met, Priest, was the photo
in
shoot.
the first month. That was like the first picture. That was like first picture I think that y'all did. That was like immediate. It was, to me, I was talking to my brother and I was telling him, you know, about all this stuff out, and he's like, this is like, I mean, really adults don't do all those pictures like when you meet somebody. It's like almost like, look what I got, you know. And it's like, I think if she took more time to actually deal with the relationship itself than to kind of show everybody what's going on. Mm-hmm. And that's where, you know, like I said, the blame other people, you have to blame yourself because you have to live outside of the world of YouTube. I mean, it's nice to share and it's like, okay, that's what I want to do. But honestly, you have to live the real life first.
See, I agree, because when I watched it, and of course this is before I never made a video, I was just someone subscribed to her. The first video where she shows a video of them in some hotel room getting dressed for the photo shoot, the title of the video says, I'm getting married.
Between him, so we can get this straight, him, his wife, his mother, his brother, all of them kept telling me he's separated, and he's been separated for 2 years, and I have nothing to worry about. That's why we've been in this solid, full relationship all year. I've been around his family, his mom, me and this quote unquote wife of his have rapport. So it's not that he's this married, faithful dude that I got pregnant by and I've been a side chick. It's been people have been encouraging us to stick together through all of this while he gets his paperwork finalized. That's what's been going on. But for me, I tried to have an open mind with the situation, and that's something I wish I did not do. Because when he first said to me that he was separated, I wish I would have walked away then. So I'm telling women the experience that I'm going through. Just because you got a man and his quote unquote wife and the man's mother and the man's brother telling you that you don't have to worry about this that marriage is over and blah, blah, blah. Do not listen to that shit.
Now,
I listen to it like a dumbass.
To be cheated on or dumped during pregnancy. And in my situation, I was like, both. Okay? Because a person that I thought was supposedly breaking up with an ex or had been broken up with their ex for 2 years had actually never stopped talking to their ex and was dating the ex or, entertaining the ex the entire time, and now is back with the ex, right? And when I was about 2 or 3 months, he broke up with me. He wanted to break up. And Lisa, I see you inside of my chat, honey. And you're talking about birth control. I'm going to need for you to have several seats for a second and sit down and listen to what's being spoken to you so you can have a better understanding. So next time you come in my chat, you have something that makes sense to say. So anyway, a lot of times, even women who are married, right, when they get pregnant, men tend to change. Something in them triggers something different in them and changes. And they begin to be like this specific type of person. I've seen it so many times. Like, men respond very, very different to pregnancy.
Who's against me?
Well, I had to go through something to learn. That was my first time dealing with that experience. So now I know. I'm saying, like, I never been through like this. So I didn't understand on, a female, that acts like her. Like, I never been through, fatal attraction type shit.
Yeah, now that's understandable. Sometimes we do things out of naivete.
It's something totally different for me. So she kind of took advantage of that and she used it against me. But I guarantee you it will never happen again.
Now, I will say this to you, though. A lot of people talk shit about her, but she is a relationship counselor. She is. CANCELLER. She will counsel the hell out of a relationship. She know how to break a relationship up. She know how to cancel a relationship.
She states, all of the femininity I used to pour into the relationship began turning masculine. I refused to sleep in the back of the Ford Explorer for another night. I started vlogging on my YouTube channel every day, letting everyone know what was going on with me. How do you have time to do all this YouTube vlogging and not get your life right? Now is not the time to tell people that, hey, I'm pregnant and I'm also living a little bit rough, but let me show you guys. You should be in hustle mode like you were in chapter 1 with all those damn jobs, and you should be trying to get yourself some stability, because if this man is that damn terrible, then what you should have done was cut your ties and get your life right. It does not make sense. So I'm just a person reading this book and going off of chapter 1. It's like, well, how are you going to help me with my money? You're just showing time and time again that you are a disaster. She now fast forward to the trolls, or what she calls the Looney Tunes, or just people who are just critics, or people who just see what she's doing. Whether, or, you know what, they're not even there. They're just people who just simply disagree with her methods. You don't have to be a troll, you don't have to be a critic. You could just be a person with common sense and say, hey, that's not right. And she goes, you're a Looney Tune. Excuse me? Maybe I am crazy. I'm the one who's reading this book and is putting way more time and effort into this than she has. Now, let's examine some of these people who she considered Looney Tunes.
A girl named Soncerae.
You know, Miss Soncerae? Soncerae made a video.
So, this raggedy bitch Soncerae decides to do a response video, even though she's quote unquote over it all, and even though quote unquote she's positive.
To Minister Jap, pretty cool dude. I haven't met him personally, in person or whatever, but he reached out to me when this chick by the name of Soncerae.
TikTok, tonight on YouTube, we're going live. You can ask any question about this ain't shit bitch right here. Any lies she said we told on her.
Many black men have had to deal with what I've had to deal with. I know a few guys on YouTube right now. One's name is Minister Jap. The other one's name is Chris Law. There are a lot of these black men who are dealing with this one issue from this one woman.
I always said, man, this YouTube beef shit is so corny, you know? The YouTube woman who's been beefing with me.
One Miss Soncerae Smith, who was scheduled to appear on yours truly's program, has pulled out of our scheduled interview.
What's up, everybody? This is Lord Gaelic here doing an updated 2023 Save the Children's commercial. Here we have a child who is badly in need, is disheveled, is not going to school, and cannot talk. Just like the kids in the original Save the Children commercial. And we also have a fat bitch sitting up here begging for your hard-earned money. Just like in the original Save the Children commercial.
To Soncerae, a video I saw of hers just a couple of days ago. Now, I don't know much about Soncerae. I was first introduced to her, of course, via the various beefs she had with Tommy Sotomayor and the altercations they've had.
The lovely Miss Soncerae. Soncerae, for that bullshit you pulled on my man Minister Jap, you a trifling ass bitch, and every chance I get, I'ma throw your motherfucking new name that Minister Jap gave you, I'ma put that name in the motherfucking mud.
A scam artist, a con artist. You see what I'm saying? And look at her, she's nut as a motherfucking Fruit Loop. And see what's weird about this shit is this shit was entertaining. It's entertaining until you realize that she has children. It's entertaining until you realize that this shit is not ever turned off. She's as nut as they come. There is nothing funny about this sad person. And she wants to make an account called Real Relationship and Lifestyle Improvements. When are you going to start improving your life?
It got so bad at one point he started talking about her every day. He used to speak so negatively about her in the beginning. So you was counting on that, bitch. You counted on the fact that, oh, he talk about her. So to you, bitch, that was cool. But when he started talking good about her, you had a problem too. He shouldn't have been talking bad about her to you in the first place. If you was a real woman, you fucking whore, you would have said, no, babe, we not gonna do that. It ain't no need to talk bad about her. It's one thing to kind of rant a little bit if she kind of putting you through a little something. But we ain't gonna talk bad about the lady because y'all been together way too long. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got history together. Let's leave it on the good foot. If y'all gonna divorce or whatever, just do it on good terms so that y'all can move on and be peaceful. That's what a real bitch would say. But not you. You gloated in the fact that he talked shit about her until he started talking good about her. Because you a trifling ass.
Soncerae and the shit she said in her recent 2-part video talking about her relationship with Minister Jap.
Miss Soncerae Smith has struck yet again.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Look, people, can you guys leave black women alone and stop making them come my way? Because I'm minding my business, and when you send a black woman after somebody, it's like a pit bull and shit. So out of nowhere, I get an email from Soncerae. I don't know what the fuck that is, and I honestly don't care.
To all of you men, Obsidian Ali, Tommy Sotomayor, Minister Jap, Michael, Stupidity Exodus, Matt Coley, O'Shea, Azriel, That's his name, Valdez. Please allow me the opportunity to say this to you, all of you guys. Because you guys, you know, you run YouTube. You know, you are the executives of this YouTube. You run it, and, you know, I ruffled your feathers, basically. I spoke about you in a way that you didn't like, responding to a whole bunch of videos and behaviors that I was observing that I didn't necessarily like. My behavior was extremely inappropriate. It was immature. It was a disruption, a distraction. It was embarrassing. I learned that nobody appreciated my poor behavior. I have every intention of curbing my thoughtless actions and learn to adjust my behavior befitting to the environment and situation. I think I'm going to be the type of woman you guys want me to be. I didn't give you the respect you guys deserve. Didn't respect you like I should have. Matter of fact, I should have respected you bastards even less. I got 2 words for all of you fuck boys.
Fuck you, 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 fuck you.
I should have disrespected you bastards some more. I hope that we can put this matter behind us. I look forward to, you know, future interaction. All the nagging and bitching y'all do every day about Soncerae. Soncerae, can't stop talking about Soncerae. So go ahead, keep making videos. Keep creating little nicknames. With the exception of Tommy Sotomayor and maybe Obsidian, if I never mention your name, majority of your audience will not be watching you. I gave birth to half you niggas. I gave your channel life. And I still give your channel life. Look how many views you get when you just discuss me. When you discuss me, that's some powerful shit. When you say my name, look at your other videos on your channel, they struggling. But you mention my name, your shit popping. You should be thanking me for existing. I'm your problem if you make me your problem. Oh, see, you bitch niggas ain't gotta like me because I ain't never rode your dick. You all created this problem. So now, y'all gonna be the only ones that get rid of it. And the only way you'll get rid of it is if you stop mentioning my motherfucking name. Because I ain't going no motherfucking where. So y'all can pull a Chris move and lick my pussy. Enjoy it. Eat that shit good. You know? Experience what it's like when shit running smooth. And shit might run a little smoother. Or you can stay your bitch ass where you are and keep talking shit. Because it's all talk to me. All a bunch of niggas that talk too much like fucking girls. Whole bunch of ladies trying to make people believe I spread out my cootie cat. Like you had it before. I'm stingy with my shit. Y'all ain't about to make me feel bad for fucking Chris the way he wanted to be fucked. He asked for me to give him the pussy the way I gave it to him, so I gave it to him. And during that time, he was the man I was fucking. So I wanted to please him, and that's exactly what I did. And when I do have a man, I fuck him harder. Because that's my man. That's what I'm gonna do. You use Chris like that's your trump card. He's a nigga I fucked. He's a hoe I fucked. He's a hoe I explored my sexuality with. And I fucked him good. And he liked it. So, I don't know what to tell you guys. None of y'all see me do anything with any man. So until you see me kissing a man, fucking a man, sucking a man, whatever the fuck a man, then you calling me this whole Soncerae shit. Oh, because I'm sexy, I'm promiscuous, because I'm open with my sexuality, I'm promiscuous. I had one night. I participated in one party with Chris one time. Because he asked for it. Would I do it again? Probably not. And then I took that opportunity, learned my lesson, and went to the swingers club and started making some bread. That's what I'm about, getting money. Because I got a family to feed. I got a daughter to feed. I got businesses I want to run. I got charities that I do. So I walk around here and I get money to help my life and the lives of others. So throwing swingers parties was a source of income, and I'm not gonna let you motherfuckers make me feel bad about that. And I'm definitely not gonna make you motherfuckers make me feel about asking for donations when you bastards do the same thing. All of you. Valdez, you asking for donations. Jap, you ask for donations. Stupidity Exodus asks for donations. Obsidian Ali asks for donations. Tommy Sotomayor asks for donations. The very shit y'all try to say I do that's bad, y'all motherfuckers do. I'm a woman, I can't fuck. They say, Soncerae, these men talk about you because they wish they could have fucked. Tommy Sotomayor tried to fuck. That was the point. That's how this shit all started. Trying to holler for a year, chasing pussy for a year that he didn't get. What you think Power Minister Jap? He mad he didn't get the pussy. That's how this all started. So I'm a hoe because I didn't fuck you? Because I busted wide open for Chris? I did that for Chris. Let me tell you something. Men always claim they fuck me. I hear that a lot. Men who didn't fuck me say they fuck me. I'd be happy to tell people who I fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't fucked that many people. It's easy to remember. So while y'all having this ball talking about my motherfucking sex life, your irrelevance will no longer move me or what I'm doing. So I'll be back October 10th, and I have no intention whatsoever to even address none of you irrelevant bastards. You call yourself men. You think jumping on a woman as a team make you men? It make you a pussy because you feel like you need each other to jump on one person. I'm your problem because you make me your problem. If you wouldn't have brought up my name to begin with, I wouldn't even be your problem. If you wouldn't have been talking shit about me, I wouldn't be your problem. Now really, why in the world would I burst out of nowhere and just randomly start talking about some people? I don't know. Here's the funny part. Then you niggas get on to YouTube and try to pretend like I just randomly fucked you over. You don't tell the world what you did in order to get me to even bring your name up. See, that's water under the bridge. Y'all can come together and have a Soncerae conference if all I care. Have a conference call, meeting, you know, a little convention. That's what you need to make yourself feel better at night. Roll with that. But I'm still breathing and I'm still gonna do my thing. Y'all niggas can try to stop me all you want to. I've been trying all year. It has not worked. I'm still doing me. I'm still gonna keep doing me because I was doing me before you niggas spoke my name, and I will continue to do me after you niggas is gone.
Moving past that, she goes into further explanation of these Looney Tunes. She states on page 30, they participate in overanalyzing their target's life. Going down a little bit further, their main focus was my race and gender. Then later it became my sexuality and economic status, as well as my grooving practices and vernacular. Well, the economic status, I think, should play a major role in people criticizing you, especially in this book when you're telling me how I'm on the road to becoming a multimillionaire, just like you are. So talking about your economic status, I think, does have a place in talking about you. Now, as far as your race and gender are as concerned, I think that's more of a you issue because maybe you're just insecure. So you use that as another way of deflecting that you have no credentials and you have no idea what you're talking about. And then talking about your grooming practices, I don't know how would anybody even know what you do about your grooming practices. And lastly, to talk about your vernacular, I think that also is allowed, because if you don't know what you're talking about, let alone you don't have the economic status to support your claims, then yeah, I think your vernacular is needed. I don't know if you're meaning vernacular as in how you talk, or if you're using slang, but your presentation is everything. You're posing yourself as someone who knows about money and knows how to generate said funds. So if you're sounding like you're like either an idiot or some type of street hustler, it does not fare well for you unless you can show your credentials. Then you can talk all the slang you want, but you got the degrees and everything to back up all of your findings. essentially going off of this chapter, the crux of the drama just centered around her and her ex-retarded married baby daddy. And this failed relationship stemmed from 2017 up until 2022, which is when this book was released, or on its second release during that time. So essentially you would assume that this chapter goes up into that present year. And looking back, it still does not look like she has generated any funds from all of this drama that she has going on in her life. So I don't know how effective that is. Part of the drama, which if you are a person who knows nothing about her, this is part of the drama. In chapter 1, she just hooks you with the first sentence of, "I died on the 24th of March 2020. That is a core piece to her social media drama that she does not bring up at all. But as a person who have been exposed to this woman since she was dancing around in her ex-man's shoes, Jordans in particular, with a vacuum cleaner, I've seen her do all of this stuff. So the fact that she says she died and never explained what that is, I'm going to now present what that actually was.
Let me tell y'all before we get into it, I'm going to let you guys understand. And if you don't, there's a link in the description box that will take you to the article. There's an article here. How many of you guys know this thing called heavy.com? Heavy.com has a lot of stuff on it. Heavy.com has a headline that says, YouTuber Soncerae Smith dies at 39 after becoming a victim of stalking and harassment. Let's read. Soncerae Smith, the popular YouTuber, has died at the age of 39. The fuck was that? Smith's family said that she has been a victim of harassment and stalking. Smith is survived by her son, 2. Shocking that it doesn't say that she's survived by her son and her daughter. Let's continue. Smith's tragic passing was announced on her Facebook page. The post read, "We appreciate the outpour of sympathy and compassion from Soncerae's friend as well as supporters. We ask that you give our family privacy as we deal with the circumstances surrounding her passing. Vicious rumors can destroy a person. Being a victim of online stalking and harassment can take a toll on any person. Please continue to keep our family in your prayers. There is help out there. Suicide is never the answer. If you or anyone you know is suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts, please call the Suicide Prevention Hotline, 1-800-273-8255, or visit the website." Smith described herself as a TV personality, model, and motivational speaker and visionary. According to Smith's personal Facebook page, she was living in Los Angeles at the time of her death. Smith wrote on her profile that Fort Washington, Maryland was her hometown and that she was born in Detroit, Michigan. On her page, Smith said that she was single. Prior to living in California, Smith lived in Atlanta. Smith described herself on her official Facebook page as a TV personality, model, motivational speaker, and visionary. Smith writes in her biography section that she previously dated singers Trey Songz and Ray Lavender, as well as former Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Chad Johnson. In that section, Smith also alleges that she was in an abusive relationship with a photographer named Courage Osadolor? Courage the Cowardly Dog Osadolor. Smith said in that section that the couple's relationship ended when Osadolor allegedly posted nude and unflattering nude and unflattering photos of her online, she writes. His attempt to embarrass her after the turmoil of their abusive relationship rocked her to the core. His actions also harmed her professionally. This caused her to want to change careers and become a better influence to the youth. Smith's Instagram page was set to private at the time of her passing, and Smith wrote in the biography section of her profile, "Live like this life is all there is, and love it like your life's depending on it." The last video uploaded to Smith's YouTube channel came 3 days before her death. The video was titled, "Non-Black Women Represent Success. Black Women Represent Struggle." One commenter wrote on the video, "This is painful to watch. My sister, you deserve better." In the video on April the 7th, Smith spread the widely debunked conspiracy that the coronavirus was being spread by 5G towers. Smith has had nearly 43,000 subscribers to her YouTube channel. Smith described her channel as depicting the good life of a single mom. Smith added, "If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm out here capturing the good energy, baby. I'll try to inspire you along the way." How many of y'all want me to be real? How many of y'all want me to be real and to be honest? She said she wants to be a role model for the youth. Ladies and gentlemen, if we believe that what people show us is what kids and everyone around us will go by more than what we say, then if she took her own life based upon what's going on the internet, if she took her own life based upon what's going on the internet, she just okayed it for young people to feel like it's okay to take your life because the internet is mean to you. So they don't know if she killed herself with an overdose unless there was a letter saying, "I killed myself because I can't deal with this." Y'all don't hear me? If that's not what she said, it would be irresponsible for the family and the friends to say this girl who went out of her way to fuck with people killed themselves. It would be irresponsible. With no letter, no family is going to openly say their loved one killed themselves off top. Right, Prince died that way. Yep. Nobody's going to do that because you don't want your, especially black, you don't want your loved ones to look weak. So you're going to wait on this unless, again, you found this letter saying, "I'm killing myself because people were bullying me." Other than that, you're not going to agree to that.
And just to give y'all a heads up, all right, I'm not saying Soncerae is a all the way bad person, but you know, I got to be honest when I say Soncerae has been known to lie to the public. Okay, so let's pull these files. This is her page on YouTube. There was a post placed here, okay, and basically it reads, "We appreciate the outpouring sympathy and compassion from Soncerae friends as well as supporters. We ask that you give the family a privacy as we deal with the circumstances surrounding her passing. Vicious rumors can destroy a person being a victim of online stalking and harassing and take a toll on a person. Please continue to keep our family in your prayers." Now, the person that wrote this, because you see here it says Soncerae Smith is with Ray Smith, okay? So when you click on the name Ray Smith to find out who is Ray Smith, okay, you find out that Ray Smith is Soncerae. she wrote her own suicide post. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Soncerae is very much alive, and this is all fake. Whoops. Ray Smith is Soncerae. She wrote her own post. Look at that. She wrote that. And anybody that would know Soncerae would know that this is how she talks. This is how she talks. The same way she wrote this note is the same way. All right. Now, if this woman was dead, it would be public information. It would not be private. You know, when people die, when you die, it's no different than buying a house. It's public information. This is public information. If you don't want your name to be out there, don't ever buy any property. Okay? Now, because when you look in the comment section, right, all these people, all right, look, all these people are responding, right? You got some people in this comment section that claim that they've known her for 10 years. Okay? And this individual, Ray Smith, that wrote the post, is nowhere in this comment section. These are the type of games. See this person right here? This is my people over 10 years. Okay? Now, let's take it a step further, right? Like I said before, let's take it a step further. Look at the last time she posted on this page, because she has multiple Facebook pages. This was April 1st, right? April 1st, she was posting right here, putting the page, you know, pictures up of her and her son. Okay? Yeah, look. Okay, so the last post on this page is April 2nd. All of a sudden, from April 2nd, right? Look, from April 2nd, this April 2nd, Ray Smith, which is her, comes over there and writes this 2 hours ago. Come on, man. Because she's been on Facebook for the longest. See right here? This should tell you why motherfuckers is killing themselves or telling them I've committed suicide, right? Look what she wrote prior to that. I didn't realize it was so many people who haven't received a stimulus check or their tax refund, including myself. All I wanted was my refund. I wasn't expecting anything else. Now, do you understand what's going on? Like I said, I'm not going to bash the woman, but I know that she's a clickbait artist. She's been doing this shit for years. All right. And I don't want people to get caught up in the hype because I know she pulls stunts. All right. I didn't want this to be a stunt, but then again, I didn't want her to be dead. So at the end of the conclusion, I'm glad she's not dead. Okay. Because this is a stunt.
What's up, friends, foes, and subbies? Soncerae. Soncerae. I hear you came back from the dead, ma'am. Is that true? Anyways, y'all, let's get straight to the point. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember Soncerae Smith, the huge YouTuber that supposedly committed suicide due to harassment, bullying, stalking. Claims that Tommy Sotomayor was one of her biggest bullies when they've been going back and forth for the past, I don't know, more than 5 years. It's just been ongoing. But she never seemed like she wanted to back down, or she never seemed like Tommy was a threat. Now all of a sudden, Tommy's getting the blame for her offing herself, right? Her daughter even came out to confirm that her mother killed herself. Nobody could find information on whether she was in fact dead or alive. Let's get straight to the point. Soncerae. So I guess you finally answered the question. Are you dead or are you alive? Y'all, let me tell you. Something was off when this didn't make this to mainstream media. I'm not saying she's a huge YouTuber, but yeah, people posted on small little blogs. Facebook posts mourns passing of YouTube star Soncerae. YouTuber Soncerae Smith dies at 39 after stalking and harassment. Facebook posts. Look at this. There's hashtags. People made a bunch of videos saying RIP to Soncerae, right? Anywho, a couple of days after her death, someone called into the Tommy Sotomayor show that sounded so much like Soncerae. She has a very distinctive voice, so when I heard it, I knew it was her. Tommy knew it was her. Anybody that knows Soncerae would know that that was her. But when you have her daughter confirming that her mother passed, what do? You just believe it and move the fuck on. But listen, like narcs do, they need attention. It's been so quiet. Nobody's been making videos about her. Nobody really cares, I guess. You know, after a while, when somebody passes, time goes on. You have to move on with life. And Soncerae, you need the attention. So therefore, what did this bitch do? Listen, I was just scrolling through Instagram and all of a sudden I see this shit pop up and I was like, hold the fuck up. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Is that Soncerae? It says the real Soncerae 6 hours ago. Soncerae OnlyFans. This bitch has a OnlyFans? Did you get a BBL too, boo? You looking real nice and photoshopped and shit, but bitch, did you really have to fake your death to get attention?
This is Everyday Man 2K, content creator of Everybody Loves Soncerae. Man, Soncerae must think we're stupid, yo. Yeah, she must think we're stupid. Do y'all see what's posted on the screen? This is a post from my IG that serves as a subliminal on her thoughts on how she views her fake death debacle. Let's go ahead and read it together, shall we? Okay, here it goes. When you hear rumors, apply logic first, instead of losing your mind preparing to spread something you can't confirm, attempting to make something negative stick. Not every person you make up rumors about is prepared to explain how wrong you are. The real Soncerae. Okay. So she is implying that her suicide was a rumor, predictably abdicating any responsibility for creating the hoax. Soncerae, man, if you don't get your ass up out here with that bullshit.
And again, as I've mentioned, no further context in chapter 1, also in chapter 2, and even in the later chapters does she ever go into details about what that sentence meant, that I died on March 24th. And again, for those who don't know, she says that because she faked her death, but she claims that, you know, a lot of her detractors are the one who started that rumor. And that is the furthest thing from the truth. She was seen years prior to her ex of her waving a gun around.
I have a Smith & Wesson in my drawer. Every couple of days I consider shooting myself in the head.
And mentioning how sometimes she wanted to shoot herself. So she already laid the groundwork and put that into people's minds. And then when she finally started the rumor because the man wasn't coming back, hence the crux of a lot of her drama stems from simply just her fake suicide that she gave several explanations as to how it happened. She posed as her daughter on a Facebook page. She claimed that the infamous photo of her with the angel wings was something that her daughter did. Then she later claimed that it was one of her moderators who did it. Now, from all of this drama, the income that was generated was donation-based. So donation income is essentially a gift. It could be either monetary or non-monetary, and it's made to an organization or an individual in order to help them accomplish a goal, and there's no expectation of anything in return. So with her basically relying on donation income, it is essentially like passive fundraising. She just wants her supporters to just give her money without their lives being interrupted. Like, she doesn't really have to do anything as far as promotions are concerned. People don't have to go out of their way to make sure that she gets the money. It's more like just an auto debit, and that's how she would want it. Now, going through this book, I again did another little extrapolation. Well, not even extrapolation. I just basically noted her funds because, again, we're coming in with a net negative. Okay, so now we need to start replenishing our money that was lost, and we need to exceed what we had made prior. Now, I started to count up all of her non-monetary gifts, and essentially it basically approximated up to like $5,000 throughout the entire year. Not even the entire year, I'm sorry. For the first year and a half, she only generated $5,000, which is nuts because you could just simply have a job and make, I would say, about 5 times as much, at least. Even if it was a minimum wage job, you can at least make $20K. So from pages 25 to 28, she says she has acquired food, clothes, diapers, and car seats. $5,000 within the first year and a half. Seems like a pretty slow way to get things back on the road to becoming a millionaire. Further into the chapter, I now started to tally up all of her monetary donations that she got. The first thing she was able to do was acquire $10,000 through basic crowdfunding, i.e. Through YouTube, Facebook donations, etc. And she used this money on page 27. She used this money to move to California. So that's basically 2017 through 2018. On top of that, on page 32, she mentions that her mother's savings was $4,000. The next thing she also mentioned as far as making money, even though technically she should not get the credit for it, but she is counted as part of her income. On page 32, she mentions that her mother worked over the weekends and generated $2,000, so that also added to her funds. And sadly enough, on page 35, she mentions that her ex gave her $25 and told her to. Also on page 31, she mentions Google AdSense. There's a whole formula as to how to calculate that. I'm not putting in that type of work. She didn't give me any numbers, which is kind of funny because in chapter 1, she doesn't give any numbers, but in chapter 2, now she wants to start giving figures. All right. But Google AdSense also is part of her income, nondescript, so I'm gonna just count that as 0. And then lastly, as part of her passive income, it's not really a donation income, but she was getting child support for $264. That basically totals about to $3,100 annually. So we're still not looking good. Most people know what networking is or building a network, but I'm just going to read off the definition so we are on the same page and see if what she provides matches up with what the rest of the world says. Networking is a mutually beneficial interaction that involves exchanging ideas and information between individuals who are connected by a common career, industry, or interest. On page 28, she then further goes into building a network. The secret to networking isn't to attend a networking event or try to cover the entire room by introducing yourself to everyone. Concentrate on people who are relative to your career online and off. Most of the times you do introduce yourself to people, they are expecting you to ask them for something. You have to do the complete opposite when people expect you to ask them for help. Her definition of networking or building a network is absolutely not how you do it, and that is not networking, it is just straight begging. The social media drama is supposed to generate her money, and all I'm reading is just a bunch of expenses, from her hotel stays to renting a car, obviously via Uber or Lyft or DoorDash, whatever type of programs they have going on. That's also costing her $250 weekly. She's not generating enough money to even support these expenses. In this book, she mentions being in software engineering. You can find that on page 26. It wasn't mentioned in chapter 1, so I'm curious as to why was that not listed. I would presume that you're making enough money to not end up washing up in public bathrooms and living in the back of a truck. On top of that, just being in software engineering, like the average person from what I've looked up, they earn between $73K to $200K annually. Like, if you are in software engineering, again, it's on page 26. Like, you don't need those other jobs. I would presume, like, you should be well off to take care of yourself and your child and going to the doctors and not having to worry about vaginal bleeding and stress. Like, you could just easily cut your losses from this man. I don't get it. And neither would your reader as they're going through this. They're like, I don't understand. If she has all these credentials and all these certifications and all these degrees, why is she not doing better? Like, and you're starting to get to the point, well, okay, she's talking about the drama, so like this, she has to really villainize this man for us to be empathetic to her, because she's making a bunch of really dumb mistakes. There's not much to add. She's just going on about this man. There are some things that I did note, but a lot of it I'm gonna bring up or, revisit once I'm in chapter 3. Because she does say some things that really, really aggravate me, and it's making me think of a lot of her background, honestly, as a mother and as a daughter herself. But I will definitely save that for chapter 3. This whole social media drama can make you more money is just ridiculous. Like, going through this doing it this way, this method, you're not even going to make 20K. You could simply get that just from a minimum wage job, part-time. And she talks about social media drama, but again, she doesn't give any details. And if it wasn't for whatever I've provided as far as clips or evidence as to this social media drama, you have no idea. Like, she's not saying what it is. Like, what drama were you in? Besides banking on the kindness of strangers. And let's be frank, this chapter ends with her in a worse position than in chapter 1. Like, she was coming in at a net negative. Now she's just asked out. She ends the chapter with her just being flat out unemployed. Like, wait, what? How is that even possible? Like, we're supposed to be making more money. We're supposed to be moving forward, and there's absolutely no progression at all. Like, we lost money. Now we're at 0 and jobless, and you pregnant, and you are bleeding vaginally. And the only way you're making income is through donations. And you're not even getting money like that. You're getting gifts. You're getting objects, which, in regards to a child, he'll grow out of that stuff in no time, and it'll be of no use to you. And then what? Now you got to buy more stuff, or you're banking on other people to give you more things. If it wasn't for her mother supporting her, I mean, she's already in the worst position. I don't know how much worse could it be, but she had her mother there. And again, I mentioned she shows some resentment towards her mother. Whether or not if it's warranted, I'll save that for chapter 3. Without her mother there, she would be nothing because the man isn't there. Because why would he be? He went back to his wife. And I'm the reader ending on chapter 2, and I'm like, this has to be a joke. There's no way this can be real financial advice. Because where do we go from here? Chapter 2 ends with more questions than answers. And you're just like, well, I guess at this point, if I'm gonna keep flipping through these pages, I'm just along for the ride. I know there can't be no happy ending to this nonsense, because how could there be? So that's it. You know, since things are a little bit slower for me at work, hopefully I can turn out chapter 3 pretty soon. And as I had posed the question to you guys earlier, was this drama organic or was it self-inflicted? And it goes without saying, this is 100% self-inflicted. Like, this man literally did nothing to this woman, but tried his best to provide. And because she doesn't know any better, she doesn't know how to deal with someone like that and truly know how to work with a partner and provide a safe and stable home, more than likely because she never had one. So how can you create something that you've never had? I thank you all very much for joining with me again as I continue to power my way through this book. Chapter 3, my friend ALS, she will be back because she has a lot to say about chapter 3. She doesn't have anything to say about chapter 2 because it was just a bunch of drama and she just could not be bothered. And that's understandable. You know, look forward to that. Again, this channel is not dead. I know it took me a while to get this video up, but you know, I have a job, I'm in accounting, and now since things are a little bit slower, I can go back to focusing on this because this is, you know, just a hobby for me. I do it for fun. Nothing that I'm trying to, you know, turn into a serious thing, but who knows? Maybe something good will come out of this. So thank you very much again, and I hope you all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.